start with this. We have a violation of probation, and then we have docket number 14982, which is apparently an assault on the first responder and aggravated assault. And then in 15099, he was charged with assault on a law enforcement officer, assault, aggravated assault. I've been handing documents indicating also in document number 15154, he is charged with vandalism and assault on the first responder. Now, I've been handed all of these documents. You want me to state on the record what the agreement is? Is on this probation violation to revoke to serve with credit for time served. We'll start with that one. Mr. Odom, raise your right hand and place your under oath.
Solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony in this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, to help you God.
Yes, I do.
State your full name for the record.
Michael Brandon Odom.
Mr. Odom, I'm dealing with your violation of probation first because there's a different standard in the way we handle it. You understand that you have a right to plead not guilty to that charge and have a hearing in this court where the state would be required to prove to the legal standard that you had violated your probation.
Yes, sir.
You understand if we had that hearing, you would have the right to have a lawyer and have one appointed if you cannot afford your own.
Yes, sir.
You understand if we had that hearing and I found you guilty, you could appeal whatever I did in your case to the Court of Criminal Appeals and have a lawyer appointed to help you with that appeal.
Yes, sir.
You understand that by entering this plea, you're waiving your right to that hearing, to that appeal. All I'm going to do is order that you be revoked to serve the rebalance of your sentence with credit for time served.
Yes, sir.
You understand everything I've explained to you?
Yes, sir.
You want to waive your right to that hearing on your violation of probation and enter your plea according to that understanding.
Yes, sir.
And I find you guilty, order that you be revoked to serve your sentence with credit for time served. And that shows it is from credit for time served is from May 29th of 2024 to present. All right. Now, on docket number 14982, it's been indicated that you're going to be entering a plea to an amended charge of simple assault, receive a sentence of 11 months and 29 days to serve, order to pay the court costs. Count 3, 1129 to serve concurrent. Count 4 also would be 11 months and 29 days to serve concurrently. So those would be 3 misdemeanor offenses that you would serve concurrently with one another. Do you understand that?
I thought the agreement was consecutive.
There are some consecutive charges later in the
We
agreement.
haven't gotten to those yet. So.
Purposes of this,
In docket number 15099, it's been indicated that you're going to be entering a plea to assault on a first responder to serve 1 year in the Tennessee Department of Corrections in order to pay a $10,000 fine cost that would be consecutive to 14982, which is your probation right. I'm sorry. That would be, and count 2 would be amended to misdemeanor assault, 1129 to serve, concurrent to count 1, consecutive to the prior case. Count 3 is knowledge. Count 4, 3 years to serve in the Department of Corrections. That would be concurrent to count 1, consecutive to 14982. And count 5, vandalism, knowledge, but you have to pay restitution of $590 to the county jail. And count 6, vandalism and knowledge. Count 7, assault on the first responder. You ordered to pay 1 year to serve 1 year in the Department of Corrections. That will be concurrent to count 1. Count 8 would be amended to simple assault. You will serve 1129. That will be concurrent to count 1. Count 9 is amended to simple assault. 1129 concurrent to count 1. Count 10 is amended to simple assault. And a misdemeanor would be 1129 to serve, concurrent with count 1. All of those are consecutive to 14982. Then I have 15154. I've lost a few on that one. Count 1, vandalism would be knowledge. Count 2 would be amended to simple assault, 1129 to the Department of Corrections, consecutive to 15099. And count 3 is assault on the first responder, 1 year to serve in the Department of Corrections, $10,000 fine and cost. Concurrent to count 2, but consecutive to 15099. So, you want to tell me exactly what the conglomerate total sentence that he's receiving is?
Yes, Your Honor. On the VOP, that's obviously a revoked to serve a 5-year sentence. And the cases that the court just recited, those 3 separate docket numbers, the effective sentence in all of those cases combined is 5 additional years consecutive to the violation of probation.
All right. Mr. Odom, you've been previously sworn, so I need to make sure you understand your rights in these cases. Do you understand what you're charged with in each of these cases? And have you and Mr. Sanders been able to go over those charges, talk about the range of punishment you're facing, as well as any possible defenses you might have?
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, it's indicated that you want to enter a plea of guilty to these charges. Do you understand that you have a right to plead not guilty, to have a speedy and public trial by jury on these charges?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand that if you went to trial, you would have the right to have a lawyer and have one appointed if you cannot afford your own?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand that if you went to trial, you would be presumed to be innocent until such time if ever the state proves your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt, to the satisfaction of all 12 jurors, and their verdict would have to be unanimous before you could be convicted of anything?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand that if you went to trial, you and your lawyer could confront and cross-examine all witnesses the state might have to testify against you, and you could have, you would be able to bring in your own witnesses by the use of a subpoena?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that you would be presumed to be innocent at trial. You would not have to testify or prove anything. And no inference of guilt would arise because you did not testify at your own trial.
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that if you went to trial and you were found guilty, you could appeal that conviction and a sentence imposed to the Court of Criminal Appeals and have a lawyer appointed to help you with that appeal.
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that by entering this plea, you're waiving your right to a trial and to an appeal. All I'm going to do is approve what your lawyer worked out. You
Yes,
understand that? That's going to result in a number of convictions that are going to be on your record now in the future to make more severe the punishment you receive if you're ever again convicted of a crime. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand everything I've explained to you?
Yes, Your
Do you want to plead guilty according to this agreement and waive your right to a trial and to an appeal?
Yes,
Do you understand if you plead guilty, the court of the state could ask you questions about these offenses, and if you answer those questions under oath on the record and in the presence of your lawyer, your answers could later be used against you in a prosecution for perjury if it is determined that you are lying under oath?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is your decision to plead guilty today voluntary?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anybody forcing you to do this against your will? You understand I cannot accept these pleas unless I'm satisfied that you are in fact guilty of these charges
Yes, sir.
and that there are facts to support it.
Yes, sir.
And I'll start with docket number 150-14982, which is a simple assault. Are you guilty of those charges?
Yes, sir.
Would it be simpler for the state to just give me a factual basis for these things?
I can't.
All right, let's do the step aside and let General McLeod tell me what the facts would be in each of these cases.
Hey, Judge, if you just give me a minute to get through all these files.
We'll do that.
Starting with 14982, the first count was amended to simple assault. The facts to support that would be that on May 29th of 2024, Corporal Miranda Lewis, an employee of the Humphreys County Jail, was given Mr. Odom a mop bucket, and when she popped open the door, he started trying to talk to her, and it came through the door at her. And when she tried to shut the door, he actually hit her in the head and her ear area and on her cheek. Going down to count 4, which is also amended to simple assault. Corporal or Correctional Officer Jeffrey Smith was running a security check on June 21, 24. And he got into a discussion with Mr. Odom about a tablet. And as he was looking down to tell Mr. Odom what time it was, he threw urine at the CO through the crack of the door. In 15099, count 1, which is assault on a first responder E felony, and the facts to support that, Officer Michael Lansford was working at the jail on July the 24th, 2024. And when he interacted with Mr. Odom threw a cup of urine on the officer. He actually threw it on 2 officers, Karen Brooks and Michael Lansford. And that's the first 2 counts. Count 4 is aggravated assault, the C felony that occurred on July 28th of 2024 when Mr. Odom struck Correctional Officer Kara Hunt as she was passing food trays in the hallway. When she got to his cell, he threw feces on her, and then he proceeded to strike her on the left side of her face, torso, and legs. Going to count 7, same set of facts with Correctional Officer Jacob Dooley, who was performing his duties in the jail on or about August 5th of 2024, came into contact with Mr. Odom, who threw urine on him. Count 8, the same set of facts, but on August the 10th, involving Correctional Officer Kara Hunt, who was a victim in another count. Count 9, on August the 10th again, Mr. Odom did the same thing with Officer Trenton Tummins, but I believe the facts were a little different on that one. He threw urine on him as well. Looks like, and then count 9, now we're at count 10. And again, Your Honor, it's the same set of facts on August 10th again. Mr. Odom had an interaction with Corrections Officer Aaron Burkett, and he threw urine on them. This actually, he threw urine on 3 people at once. The last 3 victims, the last 3 counts, were all the same thing. And moving forward to 15154, count 2. This happened on June the 16th of 2025. It involved Mr. Odom and Michael Lansford again. He spit in the face of both him and CO Gabriel Cooper intentionally. And that is actually counts 2 and 3.
So we'll go back to the podium, please. Are you satisfied with your attorney's services?
Yes, sir.
Feel like Mr. Sanders has done a good job of representing you competently.
Yes, sir.
Sanders, you know of any reason you should not enter these pleas?
No, I don't, Your Honor.
Anything further from the state?
No,
Michael Odom and docket number 14982, upon your plea of guilty to count 1, I found you guilty of misdemeanor assault, sentenced you to 11 months and 29 days in county jail, ordered to pay the court costs. Count 2 is dismissed. Count 3, you're found guilty, sentenced to 11 months and 29 days in county jail. That would be concurrent. Count 1, you're ordered to pay the court costs and have no contact with the victim, William Farrell. Count 4, you're found guilty, sentenced to 11 months and 29 days to serve concurrently with count 1. And docket number 15099, upon your plea to count 1, you're sentenced to 1 year in the Department of Corrections, sentenced ordered to pay a $10,000 fine of costs that will be served consecutively to the prior case. Count 2, you're sentenced to 11 months and 29 days in the county jail that will be served concurrently with count 1 but consecutive to the prior case. Count 3, Nolly. Count 4, you're ordered to, you're found guilty of aggravated assault, sentenced to 3 years, Tennessee Department of Corrections. That will be served concurrently with count 1 but consecutive to 14982. Count 5 is Nolly, which you're ordered to pay restitution of $590 to the Humphreys County Jail. And that will cover 1 mattress, 1 Paytel tablet, and 2 cameras. Count 6 is Nolly. Count 7 is found guilty, sentenced to 1 year served in the Department of Corrections, ordered to pay a $10,000 fine of cost, concurrent to count 1, consecutive to count to 14982. Count 8 is amended to misdemeanor assault, 1129 to serve in the Department of Corrections. That'll be concurrent to count 1, consecutive to 14982. Count 9 amended to misdemeanor assault, sentenced to 11 months and 29 days. That will be concurrent with count 1. Count 10, you found guilty, sentenced to 1129 to serve in the county jail, concurrent to count 1, consecutive to 14982. 15154, found guilty of vandalism. Vandalism charges. Nolly. Count 2 is found guilty, sentenced to 1129 to serve in the Department of Corrections. That will be consecutive to 15099. And count 3 is sentenced to 1 year in the Department of Corrections, ordered to pay a $10,000 fine of cost. That will be concurrent to count 2, but consecutive to 15099. I've been to the zoo, and one of the things they tell you at the zoo is that you don't get too close to the monkeys' cages because they tend to throw feces and urine. And you might want to think about what you are saying about yourself when you do something like that. He's demanded to serve his sentences. I'm not sure that the Department of Corrections employees would be quite as understanding about that kind of conduct. You might want to think about that.
Yes,
That's
Your
the judgment of the court. Thank you.